Good morning, everyone. There appears to have been a very serious accident involving the Space Shuttle Challenger. The launch took place just a few moments ago from Cape Canaveral. It had been delayed 4 times. It appeared to be a good launch at the point of departure from the pad at Cape Canaveral. There had been, as we said, previous delays of 4 different attempts. This was the 4th one. It had been delayed a couple of hours by ice, by a faulty gauge. Then it appeared everything was good for a launch, but shortly after the launch, there was an explosion. We have a tape now, a replay of the launch of the Shuttle Challenger this morning. This was shortly after the launch, which took place shortly after 11:30 Eastern Time. It appeared that all was going well until there was a massive explosion in space. NASA has confirmed that there was an explosion with the capsule, the shuttle itself. Aboard this flight, of course, the first teacher in space, Krista McAuliffe from New Hampshire. Also aboard the flight, pilot Mike Smith, Commander Dick Scobie, Judy Resnick, and there it is. There you see that massive explosion in space, obviously a very serious accident. Let's listen to Mission Control. No communication at this precise point. They have assured us that all rescue procedures have been put into effect, but line of sight, it certainly appears to be a most serious accident, unlike anything else in the shuttle program. John Quinones at Cape Canaveral.
Here looking very carefully at the situation.
John, what do we know?
Well, Steve, no one is saying anything here other than there has been an explosion. Contingency procedures are underway. Recovery forces have been sent out into the field. Preliminary word is that the remains of the vehicle have landed somewhere in the ocean. We don't know how far, but there's been no explanation as to what happened about 90 seconds after liftoff, and it was a picture-perfect liftoff. Suddenly, as you saw it there, it exploded. There is no word on what happened.
The president is concerned. He is saddened. He is very anxious to have more information on it. At the moment, as I say, we're learning most of our information from what the public is getting.
With me now, Peter Jennings, who has been at the White House this morning and is here in Washington with me. Peter, you've been following this shuttle program like the rest of us. Just a tremendous shock so shortly after liftoff.
In fact, Steve, I must tell you heard Larry speak, sir. I was actually sitting in the White House with a group of other correspondents waiting for the president to come in and talk to us about the State of the Union message, and Don Regan, the chief of staff, was handed a note and said to us simply, the space shuttle has exploded, details to follow, at which point I fled the room, and I sympathize with Mr. Speaks at this point because he indeed is getting virtually all of his information at this point from us.